Welcome to my tiny house on wheels. This thing is completely powered by my AnkerSOLIX F2000 Powerhouse 767, and today we are going to be deep diving into a tour. I'm going to show you guys everything that I've done to it, things that I would change maybe, things that I would suggest you do instead, and so on and so forth. We're going to take a huge deep dive into it. Come along with, let's get things started. So I've had this tiny house for about a year now, and today was finally the day that I decided to put these blocks underneath it so I could use it as a front porch, if you will. It is a tiny house, and a lot of houses do have porches, so now I have my own. I won't act like I've had it. I mean, legitimately, an hour and a half, 2 hours ago, I built this thing. I think I want to start with the inside of the tiny house and kind of get into it first. So we're going to step inside the tiny house and then work our way inward to outwards. We're going to the interior. So, as I mentioned earlier, this entire tiny house is powered by my AnkerSOLIX F2000 Powerhouse 767. I'm going to show you guys exactly why I think it's the perfect fit for my type of camping and lifestyle, and probably yours too. So thank you to Anker for sponsoring today's episode. This is definitely not my first time working with Anker, nor is it going to be my last time, but let me give you guys a quick brief and rundown about what they're about. So for the past couple of years, Anker has been producing portable power stations for a long time already. But now with the whole world facing a more progressive, severe energy crisis, Anker has decided to transform and bring the world its new custom energy solution, which is AnkerSOLIX. My baby that powers this thing. Oh, I had a little accent there. I'm gonna clip my mic right there. They look cool. So cool. There is a micro little dot right here, and it's a switch to the lights. There's only one light switch in the entire tiny house. I wanted to have two, but to keep things simple in the way that I just like to do things, which is as simple as possible, is just to have one. Easy wiring, easy to fix. So there's one little baby light switch that powers all the lights in the tiny house. There's also, you can kind of see it behind me, there's red accent lights. We have LED lights going around the entire place. So if you don't want the big lights on, you can put those on and dim it a little bit, pick your own color, whatever your heart desires. The AnkerSOLIX Black Friday sale is live now. You can save up to $1,500 off your order. You can get some free gifts, and you can enter the lucky draw. Black Friday is the annual shopping extravaganza, and it's here. It's a time when consumers are on the lookout for the best deals and the most innovative products. And truthfully, AnkerSOLIX is about as innovative as it gets. If you guys are shopping online for Black Friday, I could not recommend the AnkerSOLIX F2000 Powerhouse 767 enough. It's been one of the most beneficial products I've yet to own, and there's no better time to purchase one yourself than right now during Black Friday. I'll have all the information I just said to you guys linked down below in the description box of this video as well. So go ahead, click it, see what they have for this Black Friday sale, and now back to the episode. Never thought I'd be hanging out underneath the bed with you guys, but you know, things happen. What can I say? I made the bed tall enough because it is a micro tiny house. No exaggeration on the micro part. We need storage. There's really no better way than underneath the bed. So when I was building the tiny house, like I said earlier, I just wanted it simple. I knew that I'm not great with wiring and doing all this crazy cool stuff, so let's keep it simple and effective. This has 12 ports on it, and I'm only utilizing 2 constantly, and then of course the occasional charging my phone, charging my drone batteries. So of course there's a bunch of things being plugged into here. Like the other day I literally plugged in a micro little oil cooker deep fryer thing to make donuts. So there's always random stuff being plugged into my power station, but there's only 2 things that are consistently 24/7, like I said, plugged into my AnkerSOLIX F2000 Powerhouse 767. The roof lights, the LED lights, wired together, one plug. And then the other plug is for the overhead fan. So underneath the bed here, you're going to see this is roof lights, fan overhead, streaming light, and then this is the only wiring inside the tiny house is right here. Obviously, it's not fun getting in and out of underneath the bed, which is where I store most things, but we make do. I do have to take my AnkerSOLIX from out underneath the bed a ton. Luckily, it comes with super durable wheels and easy tow retractable handles, so taking it out and putting it back underneath my bed is super easy. I can't even complain, but you know, I had to shove myself underneath there so I can show you guys. I do want you to keep in mind, I built this. The first process of the entire build was built with my buddy Don, who helped me tremendously get started. It also taught me, I would probably say, a good 60% of everything that I needed to learn to know how to do the rest myself. He did a lot to put this thing together to help me out in the beginning. Super thankful for Don, and super thankful to the people like Peter and Todd. Unbelievable. My friend Leandro helped me put up the wall panels and figure out angles. Don't try to do it all yourself. It is always good to ask people because, you know, education. It's good to learn. Right here we have my skylight. I bought that off of Amazon for around $70, I believe, and it's actually meant for RVs, so I'm a big fan of it thus far. There's different styles. You can get a darkened version, or I got the white version. You can get different colors, not like crazy colors, but just like your basic neutral colors they have options of. This one has done pretty well. I don't know how there's so many scratches on it already. Probably because I hit so many trees, but oh well. I get asked a lot of questions about the tiny house, so I'm hoping to answer them all today. But the number one question that I get asked is the size of the tiny house. So I'm going to measure the tiny house and give you guys the exact measurements when we go outside to do the exterior, so we can finally answer the question of what the actual dimensions are. Welcome to my kitchen. I love everything that I've done with this kitchen. It is simple and it has absolutely everything that I need. Most of the time, if I'm not using this, I will be using just a 2-burner propane stove, which is in my truck. My truck is currently in the shop. But this is my propane oven. A lot of people have posted kind of different things about it online, whether they like it or not. I personally haven't had issues with it. It's gotten the job done. A big negative to it is it's quite heavy and bulky, but I do think it's made decently well. So if you guys are interested in propane oven, it is definitely a neat feature to add to your tiny house. But not only is it an oven, but it's a 2-burner stove up top as well, which is a huge bonus. There's no way that's true, but it says it gets up to 600 degrees Fahrenheit. I've only ever gotten it to get up to 450, almost 500 one time, so like 475, but I personally wouldn't want a 600 degree Fahrenheit oven in a micro tiny house, so I'll stick with what I can get. Joining you guys on the floor. So this right here is my cabinet. I have added straps on the side so it doesn't open while I'm driving. It opens a little bit still, but there's a metal latch in there, so that also helps. It's kind of like a double whammy right there. This is quite fun because I don't think I've ever showed you guys this, but you know, like what's inside these storage areas. Found this on the floor. This should be in here, but this is my cool little nifty lighter that I got. It's fire extinguisher and like it's fire, you know. Anyways, I thought it was pretty cool. In my cabinet has a bunch of nonsense, but also your essentials. Oven mitt for the oven, aluminum foil, duct tape. I got my knives in here, can opener, of course. Thank you to who sent that to my P.O. box. Some tortillas because I had tacos the other night. This is my single burner propane for a backup. So I have a backup stove in here. These containers hold kind of a little bit of everything. I got some wet wipes in there, hot sauce, and taco sauce in there, I think. Forks, knives, and some sugar. I got some extra seasonings that don't fit on my seasoning rack in here. Cooking spray, some sandwich baggies, some Febreze, lavender. Okay, lavender is the best scent. This was not in there, but this is my coffee mug, which we're gonna need in a second to show you guys the next thing inside my kitchen. I wanted running water in the tiny house, but I didn't want to have to deal with the electrical stuff and buying water pressure, water heater, and all that stuff. It's heavy, it's bulky, it's expensive, and I live up north, so I would have to every single winter winterize it, and winter is right around the corner. Like, 'tis the season. It's gonna be 38 degrees tonight, so yeah, it's getting there. With that being said, this is one of the coolest products I've ever found. This is just maybe a $3 hose that I got at the store, and then I already disconnected it for the season because there's below freezing nights are right around the corner. I don't want my pipe to freeze. Again, that's the only thing I have to worry about is this one singular pipe to winterize, so totally fine with that. So I'm just going to show you guys how I do it. I just grabbed a little bit of water right here just to give you guys an overview of how it works. So this is my normal water size jug. This thing is obviously pretty massive. This is a 6-gallon, which is what I normally use, but again, winter's coming, so I disconnected it. This right here is my sink. There's no actual bowl for the sink. It's just the nozzle that the water comes out of. I like that because I have counter space. It didn't take up any counter space, and all I have is like a removable plastic bowl that I'll use as a sink. Cheers. That's all you have to do. Super, super easy, cheap, effective, and no nonsense of electrical. I love it. Next up is these wooden staircases that I put together. It's actually meant for dogs and cats to like get up on top of your bed at home, but I use it for the tiny house. I don't use it as much as I thought I was to get up on top of my bed because I just kind of hop up and that's it. So, and here's just a bunch of random stuff like extra bags, extra cords, and extension cords, and sleeping pads, inflatable sleeping pads, bunch of random stuff. Having my AnkerSOLIX F2000 Powerhouse 767, I don't have to worry about power outages this upcoming season, which is pretty much inevitable, so I recommend to start prepping soon and early if I were you. And, you know, a little rumor has it there's a massive Black Friday sale coming to AnkerSOLIX website. So if you want to save some money and prepare for the upcoming season, definitely do so soon on this upcoming Black Friday. I wouldn't miss it. I just remembered that there's a really, really cool feature about my bed that I did show building in one of my build videos for the tiny house. So I have made a whole video on this bed already, but I'm going to show you guys. It's a full tour. Why not? You betcha. I use my AnkerSOLIX to power every single one of my power tools to build this bed and like 90 other builds in this tiny house I used it for. I'm going to have to ruin and mess up my bed in order to show you guys, but I'm taking one for the team. Pillows. First thing first, take the pillows off. Throw them. Chuck them. I'm going to leave the blankets on and just kind of take the mattress off so I don't have to remake the bed. Okay. Now I can push it in a little bit more. Pushing it in is going to turn it into basically the length of a couch. And then if I want to go to bed, all I do is we just pull. The main reason why I don't always have it pulled out is usually if it's just me, it's not that big of a deal. If I do want to sleep 2 people in here, I have to pull it out. But 2 people can fit very comfortably on this thing when it's pulled out all the way. But it takes up a lot of space, so I usually just have it pushed in. For the interior, there's not too much to show you guys. Well, there's not too much left to show you guys. This is where I keep my keys to lock the main door. There's 2 different locks on this thing, so it's 2 different set of keys. Hang my car keys there, jackets, all that good stuff. This is my vent. As you can see, it works nice. That is the second wire that's plugged into my AnkerSOLIX 24/7 because even in the winter, I have this thing open and going. So it's a year-round thing that I use. When I got my propane heater going in here, can't ever be too safe, so I always have that thing going. When my propane heater's going, you kind of just turn it until it catches, and then once it catches, you're going to see it slowly open up. 1 window here, 1 window in the front. These were found at a junkyard from someone trying to get rid of their RV. People give away free RVs all the time, and most of the time, those windows are still in perfect condition, and the doors. So just saying, if you want to save yourself a bunch of money, that's a really good way to do so. These are all my seasonings. Crushed red pepper. You got a bunch of stuff. Salmon rub for catch and cooks, adobo, Old Bay, All my seasonings stay right here, and I got these off of Amazon. Just cute little, you know. I think it's time to head outside and talk about the exterior, which, whew, if you know, you know. For width, you're looking at about 73.5 inches, so just over 6 feet on your width. We are looking at exactly, literally exactly 99 inches, about 8.5 feet right there. You got, yeah, 99 inches, like on the dot. I'll do the math in my head, or actually, I'll look up at how tall the skylight is, because the skylight's the tallest part of the tiny house. I don't really know how I'm gonna measure that by myself, so I'm just gonna do this and then add it on to whatever we get right now. Another exact 6 feet. After a very, very long time, we finally got the official measurements. Not sure why that took me so long to actually do, but now we know the exact measurements of the tiny house. What are we naming the tiny house, by the way? I am so thankful for where we are at now with the tiny house. Tiny house has been through a lot of things, many, many ups and downs. We were able to overcome them and come out stronger. I've learned so much throughout this entire process. Simpler is better, and just having one stable power bank is all you need. I see so many people with these crazy big batteries and setups and a lot of things that I personally didn't want to deal with, because at the end of the day, you watch their videos and things usually go wrong. One wire can just stop the entire thing from working, and that's why I think it's so important to have a reliable source in your camping rig. I go out into some really, really messy stuff out in the middle of nowhere, and the last thing I could ever want to deal with is not having a reliable source of energy constantly helping me power whatever I need, whether that's something to cook with, I need to rebuild something because something broke, or charge up all my camera gear, my phone, and just so many other things. It's just super important to have a stable power source. So again, thank you to Anker for everything and providing me with the best power bank I've ever laid my eyes on. The retractable handle, it has a Life PO4 battery, which basically means it's just such high quality that it's equal to 10 years of usage, which is pretty much unheard of. It's anti-UV, anti-flame, anti-drop resistant, and we have tested on the channel before exactly how durable these things are, especially how durable the retractable handle actually is.
Ready, go. Oh my, it literally flips it. It's fine. Keep going. Keep going. Woo!
It has been a crazy year having this tiny house. We're maybe a month or two away from coming up on a year of owning this thing. There has been so many videos on the channel of failures. There's been so many times where we've succeeded, but let's be real, they were mostly failures at the time. But I wouldn't trade it for anything. This has been an adventure of a lifetime. As of right now, I don't think I would have changed a single thing about it. I love everything about it. Everything. I have no complaints. So to end off the exterior, these panels right here will run you about $30 to $50. $50 per sheet for the green on the roof, but these are about $30 a piece. I believe there's 10 in total, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 4 on the roof, or 3? No, 4 on the roof. Do the math. That was a little bit steep, but I made sure to trim out the entire tiny house in pine, and then I sealed it with some cherry wood, I believe is the color, stain and sealant. Green roof is definitely pretty cool. This is the winch that we use to bring the tiny house back in. As you can see, I should have gotten a better quality one because that is already a bunch of rust for a year old, which is kind of a bummer, but we didn't weld it on too great anyways. So we can always get this weld off pretty easily. If I can build this thing, you can build this thing. Make it simple. Don't go over the top and want all these insane features. For the bathroom, I just got a really cheap bathroom portable toilet thing off of Amazon for about $40. Is it the best? No, but half the time I'm in the woods anyways. And then for transportation, I just throw the oven up there and it's completely fine. I put it on the bed, nothing ever happens to it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the tour and I didn't miss anything. Powered by my AnkerSOLIX F2000 Powerhouse 767. A little bit of a mouthful, but at this point I feel like I know everything about my AnkerSOLIX that I could literally just sit here and tell you specs for the next 3 hours. I'm so obsessed with that thing. Anyways, this entire build has been one of the coolest things I've ever accomplished in my life and something I will never forget. We're going to keep adding, keep building to it as always, because I can't sit still for more than 5 minutes. You know, it's always fun to update things too. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. She's a beaut. Hopefully my truck will be out of the shop soon, or maybe this video is coming out after my truck is already. I have no idea how the videos are going to go, but shout out to my dad for letting me tow the tiny house with his little truck SUV thing, so I can actually showcase the tiny house to you guys. If you have any questions regarding the tiny house, exactly how I did it, or if you felt like I did something wrong or you want to critique me, I love it. Education is the key to succeeding in this world, okay? Even if it's something small like, hey Becca, you should have done this. I would appreciate anything. I'll answer any questions, like I said. But again, thank you so much AnkerSOLIX for sponsoring today's video. Check out their Black Friday sale. Promise you guys won't be disappointed with the quality of their products. I wouldn't recommend some bogus product to you. This portable power station is easily one of the coolest products I've ever had my hands on, let alone own, and I'm truly blessed to be working with them. This is the 4th time I've been working with AnkerSOLIX. I love them. Anker, if you're watching, I love you a lot. So I'm going to end off the video here. Sorry for the short one, going through some things right now, figuring out my truck problems, but I thought this would be an awesome video to integrate and kind of throw in for you guys, give you a full tour, and we get to hang out. It's a win-win. All right, that's all I got for you guys. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you beautiful people on the next one.